We don't like to admit it, but the magic doesn't happen when we're motivated, bro. The magic doesn't happen when we got it all together, when we got it all figured out. The magic doesn't happen. The results don't happen when we feel the most excited to go ahead and go to work and do what we got to do. The results don't come like that, you know? And I want to preface that, this channel is not trying to tell you to not take care of yourself. I'm not trying to tell you guys that you got to work 90 times harder than everybody else, but we do have to work harder than the people. We do got to work harder than the average if we don't want to be average. We do have to work harder than we used to. We have to work harder than our past selves. We have to put in the work so we can enjoy the beauty and the luxury of life later on. And that takes dedication. That takes hard work. That takes discipline. And you got to have that. You got to have those things in order to make it to where you're trying to make it to. So, brothers, I think for me, guys, what I'm trying to say is we can't depend on motivation. You just can't. We can't depend on motivation. And there's a lot of people that they depend on that, bro. They depend on motivation. They move based on how they feel. If they feel happy today, then they're going to go ahead and put the work in. But for us, it's like, no matter how we feel, we showing up, because our goals and dreams don't have feelings. Our goals and dreams don't care how we feel. Our goals and dreams are neutral. And so you kind of just have to do what you have to do in order to make those goals and dreams come true. Now, at the end of the day, brother, you can lay your head at bed, and lay your head at rest, and you can say, I did everything that I could today. I gave it my all. Or you can say, oh, I'm gonna just do it tomorrow. And we know if we pick the second half, if we know when we say we're just gonna do it tomorrow, that it probably never gets done. But when you tell yourself you're gonna execute today, you're gonna do all you can today, you start to enter a new level. You start to do things that you didn't know you were capable of doing. And that's why results are made on the days that you're least motivated. That is the most important time to push through, the most important time to be the best you, to be the best version of who you are, is when you have given it all you got and you still go a little bit further. It's when you are tired and you're not motivated, but you still push a little bit further. It's when you're going through a tough time, but you still decide to show up and you still push a little bit further. It's when everybody's telling you, man, stop, slow down. Why are you working so hard? And you still push a little bit further because you understand what you're doing it for. You understand why your work ethic looks the way that it does. You understand that if you put the work in, you're bound to get results. You understand that if you don't put the work in, then you'll never get results. You understand that if you show up for yourself over and over and over and over and over again, that you will start to reap the benefits of your hard work. But it takes that sacrifice. It takes that discipline. It takes that dedication. We want it all. We want it all. We want a good life. We want to be comfortable, and we don't want to work hard for it. But those three things don't coincide. That's not a good soup. That's not a good mix. That don't taste good. A good life. No hard work. No discipline. Only work when motivated. Okay. That's going to be a terrible combination. And to be honest with you, you're not going to live the life that you desire. And the truth is, you deserve to. We all deserve to reach our full potential. We deserve to be fit. We deserve to be healthy, but you get what you deserve. And you only deserve what you work for. And that's the truth about life. That's just what it is. We can't receive something that we didn't work for. We have to earn it. We got to showcase that we can do it. We got to deserve it. We got to at least practice it. So for me, it's important when I get on camera, I can't just say things and not do it. I'm doing it before the video. I'm doing it after the video. I'm showing it during the video. The consistency, the discipline, and the drive to be the best version of myself lives within me. It has to. So practice what you preach. You got to be that person. You got to be that guy. Because you said you wanted to be that guy. Not because you got to be that guy to look cool. Not because you have to stand out. But because you say that you want to see your best version of you. I remember there was a video. It was trending probably a couple months ago, probably a year ago. It was on Instagram or something like that. I was scrolling on Instagram. I follow a lot of, motivation and stuff like that. That's what's on my For You page. That's what's on my Explore page. I hope that's on your Explore page as well. My guys, listen. No women, bro, in bikinis and stuff like that. No person smoking weed listen, lock in. No distractions. And your Instagram Explore page is going to tell me the type of man that you are. So on my Instagram Explore page, it's a lot of motivation, right? And so in the motivation, guys, I saw a video, and the video said, why would I work out when life is too short for that? And, gym heads like me and other people responded. But, in that video, gym heads was like, we want to see how we look at our fullest potential. We deserve that. And we're going to put the work in for that, because why would you want to live a life that has untapped potential? You have untapped potential. Why would you not want to unleash that potential so you can see how strong you can be? Right? You can see how strong you can be. Why wouldn't you want to do that? But to each his own. And to that guy who said that working out, life is too short for that, he has a perspective on life. And so be it. But we have a perspective on life too. And it's about reaching our full potential. So it depends what type of guy you want to be. Are you going to find excuses? You feel bad for working out. It's like, oh yeah, it's not good to work. We always find excuses instead of just getting the work done. That's how the mind works. That's not really you. You really want to see your full potential, but the mind is going to psych you out of it. And you think that you are attached to this. But this is the thing that finds excuses from your dreams. There's a separation there. I'm going to repeat that one more time. You are not always your thoughts. You are not your mind. Your mind is going to find excuses onto why you cannot do a certain thing. And that's going to separate you from your dreams. But you and your dreams are truly connected. You really want that to happen. But the excuses is creating a buffer. And it's going to make it harder for you to reach those dreams, grasp those dreams. So you got to turn the mind off. You got to ignore it. You got to go past the motivation. You got to go past, because the mind is so lazy, and the mind, it doesn't have that burning desire to grind. We always got to be stimulated and motivated to do something and get up. To remind you, oh, you're not on your stuff. You gotta go after it. And we all need that from time to time. We're human. But what I'm trying to unlock in you guys is that eternal flame of discipline, where you're doing it regardless. And that's why it's important for every man to have a why. Why are you doing it? Why are you working hard? Why are you doing this? Why are you showing up every day? Why are you putting in the work? Why? We're working and we don't know why. We're putting in the work and I'm just putting in the work. Well, at a certain point when the work gets boring, you're not going to do the work. You're not going to do the work. How could you? How could you do the work when the work gets boring? I was asked a question yesterday. It's like, how do you do work when it's boring? Or how do you do work when you have a lot on your plate and it's not the funnest? Like, how do you get the work that you're not so good at done? Like, how the work that you're bored at, like, how do you do the boring work? Something along those lines. And I said, I have to. Yeah. And I'm like, I have to do the work. I'm going to do the work, whether it's fun or boring. That's what I'm here to do. I'm here to work. I'm here to be excellent. I'm here to go after it. Like, it doesn't matter if it's boring or not. You still got to show up. I was talking to my mentor, and people be falling asleep in class, bro. And people be falling asleep in class, and it's like they said, "Oh, I fell asleep because the teacher's boring." He said the teacher's boring. He didn't give me no names, nothing like that, right? The teacher's boring. The teacher's boring. So I had to fall asleep. And My mentor's talking to the student and he's like, yo, you can't just fall asleep because the teacher's boring. Like, you're going to go to college and the teachers are going to be even more boring. I went to college, Syracuse University. I had great teachers, but I'll tell you, you got to take some subjects where it's not fun because you just have to do it. Yeah, it's the boring work, but that boring work is what's going to set you up in the future so you can have fun. The boring work is when we're tired, is when we're lazy. That's the boring work. The boring work is the foundation for all great things. It's boring to build a building. I never did it. Shout out to all the construction workers. We appreciate y'all. We got a lot of love and respect for y'all. Thank you. That's service people too. Risking your life, putting brick by brick by brick so we could live in a place that looks beautiful. So we can experience a building that looks beautiful, but that building was built with blood, sweat, and tears by every construction worker. And a couple machines. A couple. Because we don't got no AI machine where you can just type in, build this building, and then boom. Like, nah, it's going to take a lot of work. It's boring to build a building brick by brick by brick by brick. But the beauty is you start to see the results and then you start to see the building grow into what you wanted it to be. And it starts to take shape. It's the boring days. It's the brick by brick. And what's supposed to keep you going, brother, is over time. And what I mean by over time, bro, 6 months, a year, 2 years, you get to see what you're building because the results will start to come in. And if you don't have results coming in yet, you have to go further. You have to put in more work. You have to execute on the days that you don't want to execute. That's where it matters the most. We keep depending on motivation. We keep depending on motivation that's going to disappoint us every single time, bro. It's going to disappoint us. I'm telling you, it's going to disappoint you. Keep depending on motivation. It's going to disappoint you, brother. Motivation is temporary. Motivation is supposed to get you through 1 or 2 times out the year. It's not supposed to bail you out every single time. Think of it as getting arrested. You get arrested in life because you're lazy, so you're arrested. You arrest yourself from working hard. You put yourself in jail from being disciplined and doing the things you got to do, right? And then you need motivation to come bail you out. Come bail me out. Come bail me out. Now, motivation is going to bail you out, but it might not bail you out that second or third or fourth time. Something in you has to be everlasting. You got to have an everlasting flame. You got to be obsessed. You got to be disciplined. You got to be a go-getter. You got to go and get it. You can't waste any time. You can't waste any time. You know, personally, I got big changes in my life happening. Like yesterday, I didn't sleep. I talked about it in the last video. I didn't sleep for 24 plus hours. How bad do you want it? I'm not saying go without sleep. I'm just saying something has to be in you that drives you. So honestly, that energy that was in me, it was everlasting. You see what I'm saying? It was everlasting. And it still is, and it's still in me. And that's why I'm waking up making this video, because I love to do what I love to do. I love to do what I love to do. And I love to do what I don't love to do. Don't love going to the gym like that. But I love the results, and I love what it does for me. And I love how it makes me feel, that feeling of fulfillment when you do what you know you're supposed to do. And you get to live with those results, man. You get to live with that. You get to smile. And there's people, they don't do what they're supposed to do. And they got to live with that too. And I'm going to leave y'all with this. You know, when we die, you know, one of my biggest fears is talking to God, and he's like, you knew deep in your heart that you could have went harder in life. Why didn't you? And God is a gracious God, right? So there's no need to feel bad if you don't accomplish every single thing you do. It ain't like God going, you know, I'm not worried about him hating me or anything like that. I know he loves me. I know he's guiding me. I just want to make him proud. I want to make myself proud. You know, he gave me life. I want to show him that this is what I can do with that life. And it's in me to do that, to be great, because you made me great. Right? You know, you open page 1 in any scripture. You are made in God's image. Y'all understand that? The power that we have to create the changes that we want to see, the power that he's given us, just to wake up and have 24 hours to go and get it. Now, you guys don't got to believe what I believe. You guys don't got to believe in God, but I'm just letting you know. I'm letting you know. We got abundance, infinite abundance of energy to create the life that we want. You know, some of the biggest motivation that I see, you know, when you see people walking and stuff like that, sometimes they don't have, you know, I'm in the gym and I'll see people in the gym with no legs. I'm sure some of y'all have seen it. Amazing, just amazing to not give up and to show up, man. I'm talking every day. To show up with no leg. At my old gym, there was a girl like that, a woman, excuse me, and there was a man like that. And inspiring. At my old gym as well, there was a service dog, and he would help guide around a man who couldn't see. Couldn't see, blind. Amazing. That's inspirational. Almost brings tears to my eyes, man. Because they weren't just there once a week. You understand what I'm saying? They were there like me, able-bodied, every day. And I'm like, I gotta talk about that to my brothers. I gotta bring that on YouTube because that is inspirational. And some of us, we're all able-bodied. We got eyes, we got ears, we got 2 legs, 2 arms. And some of us may not. But I know most of us do statistically, and we can't take that for granted. Like, all that we need is these 2 legs, 2 arms, and 24 hours in a day. That's it. And I shared with y'all my biggest fears, you know, not accomplishing the things that I knew I could have deep down. I don't want that to be y'all. I don't want to act like my fear is universal. I know we all have different fears, but I know that's a scary thought, at least, right? You knew you could have went harder. You knew you could have chased your dreams, but you decided not to. Ooh, that's something you got to live with. Regardless, though, I believe in you guys. Regardless, I love you guys. And I know that you guys will do great. But you got to want to do great. And you can't depend on that motivation, because motivation comes and goes, man. I wish it stayed. Trust me, I wish. Because you know that feeling when you motivated, it feels great, bro. Like, let's get it, yeah. But the days where you're like, let's get it, yeah, and you still putting in that work, that's where the magic happens. The days where you go the extra mile when you don't want to go any mile, that's where greatness is achieved. We all want to know where greatness lives. Greatness lives there. Amen. Greatness lives there. That extra mile, that extra step, that extra discipline, that extra consistency, extra, with the extras. Greatness lives with the extras, the people that are going the extra mile. Extra comes from extreme, the extreme. You are pushing it, pushing past the limits that they put on you, pushing past societal standards. Oh, it's the standard. You can just go to the gym 3 times a week, eat McDonald's, and I still eat McDonald's, but I don't have it all. I'm not eating 5-star gourmet meals every day. I just had noodles the other day, bro. The noodles you put in the microwave, bro. We all out here trying to get it. We still hustling. Of course. So I'm not saying that, you can't eat McDonald's and I don't eat McDonald's, I'm above McDonald's. Nah, bro, just understand what you're eating and see what you're trying to build. You might be eating noodles every day, but one day you won't. And that's the beauty of life. It's about evolving. It's about growth. It's okay to be down as long as you're working on getting back up. And some people, they never been up. They've always been struggling. They've always been going through stuff, tragedies. I give my hat to y'all because we've all been there. But some people, they just been there and that's all they've been is tragedy. Well, let me tell you something. You got the power to change your life. The problem is you're trying to measure that power. Oh, how great can I be? Well, I can only be this great today. How much can I accomplish? Well, I can only accomplish this much today. And it's like, no, you can accomplish whatever the hell you want. You can go further than further. You can go above the above, beyond the clouds, and the clouds beyond that. There are no limits to you. God didn't give you life with limits. There's rules and regulations that we have to follow, but when it comes to our heart, our dreams, our goals that we want deep down, there's no limits to that. There's only how bad do you want it? I love y'all. I'm gone.